Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. This one's entitled Inhale Exhale. It's the self-titled track from the record Inhale Exhale. We're listening to Nasum. Come on. Shout out the punks and the skins. Yo, I'll just use this moment to go on a tangent. It's interesting. I mean, I don't participate in conversation and see this stuff so much nowadays. Not only do I not look out for it, but I just sort of don't exist in a space where it exists as clearly as it once did. I don't know if it still does, in all honesty. I'm sure there is still some pockets, but there was always, when I was growing up, metalheads would just be like, hardcore dancers and core. I think it was really emphasised by the deathcore thing, which a lot of people fell out with, you know what I mean? And like the whole scene kid sort of era, but metalheads always had a chip on their shoulder about core and anything in regards to like hardcore, or what they would perceive as hardcore within metal music. And they were, you know, elitist metalheads who probably liked death metal. But then you had another type of elitist metalhead. I say that lightly. I say elitist in regards to the fact that, you know, they had their head screwed on and they had their ear to the ground and they knew what was going on with their metal. And they had an insight to music such as this and an understanding of the hardcore principle and how it influenced a lot of the music they enjoyed and how the sounds cooperated and still made incredible, harsh, if not even more ridiculous music than the strict metal for metal's sake music. It's funny how them two characters existed within metal, yet one had such a bold opinion in regards to hardcore influence or what they perceived as core, and the other one was in complete acceptance and understanding of, you know, and welcoming of its influence. Yet they both had an idea of what metal music was. It wasn't just like one was into Metallica and one was into, you know what I mean, the most depraved extremities of unheard of metal. Like, they both had a good clue. One might have been into death metal and one might have been into death metal, but one of them perceived the whole core thing as just like, band spin kicks and all this and that, which, you know what I mean, for the most part, nobody was spin kicking at a proper metal event. That's not happening. But the other one was just like, oh yeah, up the punks and all this and that. That's just a little side comment there. Little side comment. It took me a while to hear the punk influence in like extreme metal, to be honest with you. I mean, you know what I mean? When I started delving into extreme music and stuff, I couldn't find the cooperation of such as much. I didn't really understand crust and all that well, as far as like punk rock is concerned. You know what? That distorted vocal reminds me a little bit of Slipknot. I mean, this came around the same period, right? And I know they probably didn't influence each other, but it reminds me of that effect on that vocal. A little bit like, is it Corey from Slipknot? This one's entitled Too Naked to Distort. That last track I thought was a bit corny in all fairness. I thought it was like A little bit of a groove to it, but that inhale exhale sort of vocal line, I don't know. I didn't. There was something about that I didn't like. This one's entitled "Too Naked to Distort." Let's go. There we go, straight to the point. Let's keep things moving. There's no escape. No escape. Ding! Dun dun dun. Yo, anybody know that tune by Shattered Row?